Looks like Bill and Ted's getting woke. I can't wait. Now, there's been a flurry of Bill and Ted news flying out over the past 48 hours. Some of it good, some of it not good, and some of it predictably bad. Now, interestingly enough, there's actually a lot of information and a lot of, spice going on around this film, including who even owns it. According to Digital Spy, Bill and Ted has sparked a big battle in Hollywood, and here's why. Most terrible. That you shouldn't make promises you can't keep is a lesson drilled into all of us at a young age. But clearly that escaped the folks over at MGM. The entertainment company has landed itself in hot water over a contract agreement. TV network Starz claims it had exclusive license to tons of MGM content, titles that shouldn't have been available anywhere else. But when Starz employees spotted a Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure was also available to stream on Amazon, it appeared to them that MGM had disregarded the settlement. Starz had initially listed 25 films that had fallen foul of the contract terms, but MGM then increased that figure, admitting 136 movies and 108 TV episodes. Starz, unsatisfied, did some more digging to discover a further 100 more films that were in breach of contract. So I don't know if we're going to see Bill and Ted removed from your favorite streaming platforms. I mean, at a time like this, with everything going on out there in the world, we need Bill and Ted. So I hope that they get this handled. But more importantly, look at the new Bill and Ted film. They've gender swapped the kids, because why wouldn't they? Bill and Ted, 3 daughters, won't be as clueless as their dads, says Samara Weaving. Now, if I remember right, the kids were called Little Bill and Little Ted, if I remember right. Now, if they go by Bill and Ted, apparently in this film, maybe? I don't know. The Bill and Ted franchise is right up there with Back to the Future as iconic sci-fi series that you can enjoy with the entire family. The good-natured and over-optimistic leads, played by Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter, will be making a comeback to the big screen soon with Bill and Ted Face the Music. Samara Weaving, who plays the role of the daughter of Bill opposite Bridget Lundy Payne as Ted's daughter, recently explained how the 2 daughters compare to their dads. Well, of course they're going to be smarter than their stupid dads. Obviously, men dumb. Quote, I will say that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. They're slightly more clued in than their fathers. They can join the dots a little quicker. They are unaware of that. They still have that childlike view of the world. They're unaware if you told them about something bad, they'd be very, very upset. They're just as obsessed with music as their dads. That's really their entire world. For fans of the iconic series, Bill and Ted will forever be the perennial teens rocking out together, whether it's on stage or with their band, or across their time-traveling adventures aboard their Doctor Who-esque phone booth time machine. However, the new movie takes place decades after the last one. Bill and Ted have settled down to a life of domestic bliss. From Weaving's account, their daughters are prepared to follow in their footsteps with a little more wits about them. I remember, I believe, in Bill and Ted 2, their baby sons were Little Bill and Little Ted. Am I not remembering that right? And now again, is this a big deal? Not to me. Probably not going to see the movie. Because I know that Hollywood has made this a deliberate choice to make them women, if they were in fact sons in the second one. If I'm wrong about that, or if there's some lore, maybe their sons exist and these daughters aren't the ones from Bill and Ted 2, okay, maybe. I'm willing to listen if there's some sort of lore reason for it, but if it's just for my diversity quota, then I'm not going to see this movie. And I love you, Keanu, but no, I'm sure this wasn't Keanu's decision, although who knows? Although details of the upcoming film are scarce, a brief synopsis regarding the story was released about last year. Following 1989's Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure and 1991 Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, the stakes are higher than ever for William Bill S. Preston Esquire and Theodore Ted Logan. Yet to fulfill their rock and roll destiny, the now middle-aged best friends set out on a new adventure when a visitor from the future warns them that their song can save life as we know it. and bring harmony to the universe. Along the way, they will be helped by their families, old friends, and a few music legends. Now, I don't know if Bill and Ted will hold up. I mean, I love Keanu, but Keanu is superseded playing the, like, whoa, or like, bleh, I'm Keanu Dracula. Like, he's actually a decent actor now, and I don't know if I care to see him in another Bill and Ted film, especially after so many classics from the 80s and 90s have just been completely destroyed. And part of that is because these film franchises just don't hold up anymore. And part of it is because you have directors that say, well, we can't have these two toxic men. We've got to have their sons got to be daughters, and they've got to be smart. They can't be stupid like them. So fans can expect more of a radtastic music and wacky humor like the original movies, even if Bill and Ted have gotten on in the years and are faced with the doldrums of middle age. Hopefully fans will love the addition of their new characters to the series in the shape of their daughters once they get over the strangeness of seeing Bill and Ted as suburban dads. Again, Bill and Ted had sons. I mean, am I going to get all worked up about the deep lore of Bill and Ted? No. I mean, am I? I mean, I guess I sort of am. Does canon not matter anymore? Does lore not matter anymore? Didn't we just see that Star Wars person basically say, oh, well, none of this exists and none of it matters? A third Bill and Ted has long been demanded by the fans after Keanu shot back into the limelight with the John Wick series. Producers finally decided to greenlight the new Bill and Ted feature with Winter and Reeves reprising their roles. The creators of the franchise have spoken about doing justice to the spirit of the original movie while making the latest installment in the series relevant to our time. Relevant to our time. That to me seems like woke speak. I mean, you have this again. You have a new age, NU age Star Wars writer. Star Wars story group writer claims canon is all fake anyway. No kidding. First of all, we all know movies are fake, but this is like the perfect quote for exactly why all these new reboot franchises suck. It's because they don't pay or care anything about original canon. According to Star Wars story group writer Matt Martin, fans should just relax, since it really doesn't matter. Martin found himself on social media trying to articulate his feeling about the process and came to the conclusion that fans can do whatever they like with the source material. This seems to be a logical idea for a longtime fan who feels they've been ignored. You can read what Martin originally had to say below. Quote, "What is and isn't canon informs how future stories may be told, but it doesn't need to dictate how individual fans enjoy their own personal Star Wars story." So in the example earlier, the person was asking about recanonizing a past story since that specific story hasn't been explored in new canon. And I said, if they like the story, there's no reason they can't accept it as, quote, real in their vision of Star Wars. But there was an opportunity to tell the story now that new creator would not be beholden to the old version of the story. Essentially saying canon doesn't matter. So to summarize, there is a reason that we need to internally know what is and isn't canon so we can keep line of official storytelling as aligned as possible. But that doesn't mean fans can't individually pick and choose what they want to accept as true. Up until this point, fine. He goes on to say, it's all fake anyway, so you can choose to accept whatever you want as part of the story. Saying, quote, it's all fake anyway, isn't really what a Star Wars fan wants to hear and is far from something a person like David Filoni would say. But Matt Martin isn't trying to put anyone down. Far from it. He's just saying to say that fans can enjoy all of it and pick and choose what they like and don't like. It's not the end of the world. These stories are here for entertainment purposes, and Martin is here to help make everything work together smoothly. Now, this type of statement doesn't really put me off so badly when you see all the context around it. What gets printed in the headlines is, it's all fake anyway. And so people get mad about that. But ultimately, there are some concerning things in this quote where they talk about where he's basically like, well, none of it matters. I mean, if you don't respect canon, yes, there's a group of normie Star Wars fans that you might even include myself in that aren't as obsessed with canon as other people are. But there are large chunks of Star Wars fans. Star Wars in particular is probably the most prevalent film for this. There are Star Wars fans that are very concerned about canon, and they don't like hearing some writer say, none of it matters. You do whatever you want. Because that's exactly what people feel like Disney's been doing with Star Wars for years anyway. Nonetheless, are you interested in seeing Bill and Ted 3? How woke will it be? Is this just the end of it? Is it just having their sons be daughters and that'll be the end of it and it'll be great? Or do you foresee more interesting changes coming down the line? I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Catch you later, Bill and Ted!